It's a painful but incredibly necessary question to ask. Does your partner truly love you, or are they just faking it? Look, we've all been there, right? Wondering if the person we're with is as invested as we are. By organizing the psychology behind human behavior into clear, actionable takeaways, we're going to learn how to spot the difference between someone who's genuinely head over heels for you and someone who's, well, just going through the motions.
To do this, we're organizing 10 key psychological signs into 5 clear pillars. Number 1, the illusion of love. Number 2, absence of time and effort. Number 3, the emotional disconnect. Number 4, toxic dynamics and disrespect. And number 5, confronting the hard truth.
Starting with Section 1, the illusion of love, understanding the disconnect. It can be incredibly confusing when partners just have mismatched needs, but we really need to draw a hard line here between two very different concepts. On one hand, you've got speaking different love languages. You might think you know your partner's love language, and hey, you might even speak it fluently, but sometimes what makes us feel loved is simply different from what they need. That's totally normal friction. But on the other hand, we have something entirely different: faking genuine feelings. The psychological signs we're about to unpack aren't about mere miscommunication. They're actually indicators that a partner might not care nearly as much as you think they do. Let's move to Section 2, absence of time and effort, the passive red flags. So let's look at 3 interconnected signs here. First up, pretending to be busy to avoid you. Suddenly, they have the schedule of a Fortune 500 CEO whenever you want to hang out. Someone who's truly in love actually enjoys your company and looks forward to it. If they're constantly acting super busy but acting like they're quote-unquote obligated to be there, yeah, that's a massive red flag. Second, initiating contact only when they need something. People in love want to be in touch. They just enjoy hearing your voice. If you're always the one reaching out, or they literally only call when they need a favor, they aren't sharing a life with you. And third, refusing to make any general effort. If they don't care about the relationship, they aren't going to bother trying to please you or make things better. It's just a completely passive approach to partnership.
So, what exactly do you do when faced with this kind of passive avoidance? Well, the source material offers a brilliant psychological countermove. Instead of just waiting around for them, which honestly just reinforces their behavior, you need to shift gears into setting boundaries. If they're pretending to be busy, set a boundary. Go spend time with other people instead. Once your partner realizes you aren't just going to sit by the phone waiting, they might actually start to change their tune.
Next up, Section 3, the emotional disconnect, lacking deeper intimacy. Now, what's really fascinating here is how psychology defines what's actually required for a relationship to survive. It's all about emotional presence. This means having the desire to connect on all mental and emotional levels, knowing everything about a partner, and actively sharing a life together well beyond just physical intimacy. Physical connection is great, absolutely, but on its own, it's never enough to sustain a real partnership. When a partner lacks that emotional presence, it tends to manifest in 3 very specific ways. First, they're only interested in the physical relationship and really don't want anything else. Second, they rarely, if ever, give compliments or show appreciation. Compliments show care, right? So withholding them completely can definitely point to a lack of genuine affection. And third, and honestly, this one is perhaps the most devastating, they show no care if you're happy or sad. A person who genuinely loves you wants to see you smile. If they're completely apathetic to your emotional state, they are totally checked out. Okay, real quick, I want to issue a crucial nuance alert here. As your guide through this explainer today, I want to make sure we're keeping a balanced perspective. People are different, and expressing love just isn't the same for everyone. For instance, some people might actually use compliments to trick others, while someone who truly loves you might just be terrible at expressing their feelings with words. One missing compliment doesn't mean the whole thing is over. What you're really looking for is a consistent pattern of these warning signs. Moving on to Section 4, toxic dynamics and disrespect, active red flags. Now we're escalating a bit, because these 3 signs show a fundamental, active lack of respect for the relationship. First is fostering complete dependency to meet their own needs. Essentially, they're using you for their own desires without caring what happens to you. Second, blaming you for absolutely everything that goes wrong. And third, flirting with others and just blatantly ignoring relationship boundaries. Putting themselves first without even considering your feelings? That means they just expect you to put up with it? No way! Let's break down that concept of dependency for a second. In a healthy relationship, everyone needs to lean on their partner for support from time to time. That's normal. But there is a massive difference between occasional leaning and complete forced dependency.
Forced dependency is when they are totally incapable of being there for you when you need help, but they constantly manipulate situations so you feel like you literally must depend on them. They're taking advantage of you. And when this happens, you really have to focus on building a relationship with someone who actually meets your needs.
Similarly, look at how the two of you handle conflict. A genuine partner takes responsibility, but a partner who doesn't love you, they will always point the finger right back at you. Psychologically speaking, this usually means they're just afraid of responsibility. They refuse to deal with problems like an adult, so they take the easy way out and drop the burden entirely on your shoulders.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core difference between a healthy and toxic dynamic. Relationships are a two-way street, and people who are in love try to fix their mistakes. Mutual accountability is absolutely non-negotiable. If they won't own their side of the street, they aren't really walking it with you.
Which brings us to Section 5, Confronting the Hard Truth, Evaluating the End. This is perhaps the most tragic reality we uncovered in the source material. The root cause for a lot of this, sometimes a partner actually wants to break up, but they stay purely because they lack courage and are terrified of being alone. Ending a long-term relationship takes guts. If they truly loved you, they'd fight for the relationship. But if they're only interested in their own comfort, they'll stay just to avoid being lonely. And frankly, that is incredibly unfair to you.
So the crucial point really comes down to a direct comparison of behavior. When we look at someone who is genuinely in love versus someone who's just faking feelings or afraid of being alone, the patterns are undeniable across the board. Look at effort. A genuine partner initiates and tries. A faker is passive and pretends to be busy. In empathy, a genuine partner cares about your happiness. A faker is apathetic. And in accountability, a true partner fixes their mistakes, while a faker blames you for everything. Spotting these exact patterns is how you protect yourself. Which leaves us with one final, pretty heavy question. Is it time to re-evaluate your relationship? The sooner you understand the truth about these psychological signs, the better it'll be for both of you. Look, I know it's really tough to accept when someone doesn't love you as much as you thought, but recognizing these patterns is the very first step toward finding a relationship that truly fulfills you. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and remember, keep asking the tough questions.